Morning. Okay. So many people are so much more open to us than we think. We always think that no one wants to talk to us. Whenever we say hello, we're bothering someone, we're inconveniencing them. But studies have shown that people are happy to have conversations with you. In fact, the deeper ones are often the most memorable and the ones that people enjoy the most. It's insane. Honestly, I remember the other day, we had no water in our homes. All the taps were off. So we had to go to this place down the road to go and fill up our water tanks with some water from this plant, and this truck was nearby. So we had to take these giant water bottles and place them on the ground and let the guys there do their thing with the hose and put it into the tanks, right? So I was waiting there in line. I was bored. I did not want to be there at all. I was like, oh my God, let me just get this over with so I can go home. Because this was Christmas Day. Or I think Christmas Eve. It was right around Christmas. So this was not a fun way to spend the holiday. So I was waiting in line and there was this elderly woman right behind me. And she actually asked me, hey, does this remind you of a few years ago? Because something similar happened a few years ago. And I told her, yeah, it really does. Day zero was the worst. And we started reminiscing about how at some point the water shortage in this country was so bad that I had to put a bucket in the shower so that we could reuse that water for later on. And the woman even told me she still does that to this day. It's just muscle memory at this point. And we had this amazing and fun conversation that, honestly, I should have been the one to start. I'm always saying about how social I am, and yet she was the one who approached me and engaged with me. And it really made me realize that people want to connect. They want to have fun conversations. Just like you, just like me. But we're all so enclosed in our own bubble that we don't really even think that others would. It's only us. I have to try to make up for the fact that I'm speaking to them. I have to give them some value instead of just having a fun conversation. Honestly, people are willing to talk so much, it is not funny. And I go over that in my full guide. We talk about openers and starting conversations and everything. So if you want to check it out, I think it'll be well worth your time. But as a little teaser, preview, whatever, a really good one for starting conversations is situational openers. When you basically make a comment about the surrounding area, the surrounding environment, because it's great because it gives you and them immediate common ground, immediate commonality. So for example, let's say that you are at the gym and you want to talk to this guy. You could mention to them that, Jesus, all of these machines are always so packed, or they're so busy right now. And of course, they're usually going to agree because it's usually true. And then from there, maybe you ask what's their favorite workout or go-to workout, whatever. I don't want to give you specific lines. Again, I cover this in my guide, but it's more about the intention, And from there, you'll find either you'll have a great conversation or the person may not be willing to talk, which is a possibility. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that you'll never run into somebody who doesn't want to speak to you ever again. Of course you're going to. There are people all around who don't want to speak. But the thing is, it's not your fault, okay? I meant short about this where I said it's 90% of people are happy to talk to you. And then there's a 10% that are too busy with other things. Because it's true. I myself have been a victim to this mentality that if somebody doesn't want to talk to me, somehow it's my fault. I remember, this is gonna make me sound so bad, or look so bad, so bear with me. I was at the gym, right? And I went to greet this woman, and she was a white woman, and that's relevant to the conversation, I swear. So I went to greet her, she didn't respond. Then I saw her again as I was going to the change room, and I tried to give her compliments. I thought her I think it was her shoes. They were this very distinct neon color. So I complimented on her on it. And again, absolutely no response. She didn't even she gave me a one glance, but didn't interact with me at all. And immediately, my mind went to the worst possible outcome. I thought, you know what? She's probably a racist. But immediately, I was able to snap myself out of it and think, how would I possibly know that? It's like my mind was able to catch up before my head could fully process a completely some sort of statement that had no evidence behind it whatsoever. And the reason that I know it wasn't that she was a racist and that probably just had other things to think about is because it's happened to me as well. There are times when I've been walking and somebody said hello to me or greeted me, and because I was thinking about other things, I didn't even register it until after it had passed. And at that point, I'm not gonna go back to the person to say, oh, you said hello to me, hello, and then leave. No, you're just gonna have to say, oh, I missed it. And I realized that's probably happened to me multiple times, where I was trying to greet somebody else and they were just too busy in their own thoughts to register it. It wasn't because they secretly hated me or they secretly wanted to, they were praying for my downfall and oh, I hate it when people say hello to me. I hate it more than anything, more than Christmas. No, everybody's just thinking about their own stuff. But again, biggest takeaway is that 90% of people are happy to talk to you about whatever. And it'll be to varying degrees. Some people will be happy to have a short conversation. Others will be happy to have a 3-hour talk. You need to be the one to figure that out. And by just going out and greeting people, just starting conversations, like the elderly woman did to me, like I tried to do with the woman at the gym, and like I know you can as well. It's not easy. No, I was gonna say it's not easy, but really it is. It just takes practice, like anything. I'm sure that if you go to the gym, bench press wasn't easy at the beginning, but now I believe it is, of course. Not the max weight, but the weight that I previously thought was hard is easier now. And honestly, it'll benefit you to take the initiative almost every single time, which you will need to. Most people won't start conversations with you. You'll get some, but it'll overall be very much to your gain, because you not only get the experience of talking to somebody, but also confidence. Because I remember whenever I used to try to start a conversation with a person, I would always overthink it, think I was bothering them. But now, because I've done it so much, it just feels normal to me. I could do it pretty much in any location. This isn't a brag, I'm just saying what I believe. So yeah, overall, if you got to this part of the video, then maybe comment down below if you've had any crazy social experiences, like you said hello to somebody and they pointed a gun at you or something like that. If you want, share it down below. And remember, take action, learn from failure. See ya.